Greetings, family. Peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru, and thanks for visiting my channel. Family, this video is going to be about another cop who's filmed kicking a handcuffed man. A Georgia police department fired the officer, saying the video speaks for itself. Authorities in Ohio continue investigating a similar encounter. Family, I just want to say that the video does speak for itself, but how many other videos do we have showing similar incidents, but they allow these race soldiers, aka so-called police officers, off the hook? They let them get away with murder. I remember back in the day, they used to call it justifiable homicide. That's how they got us numb to the killing of black men. They started off with justifiable homicide. They would use that term back in the day. Now, they don't use that term anymore. We've gotten so used to it. But anyways, I digress. I'm going to go to the story. So family, the video I'm about to show you, a bystander video taped this on Wednesday in Georgia, which shows this police officer, the article says, appearing to stomp, but no, he is stomping this man that's handcuffed on the ground. He stomps him in the head. This officer, like I said before, he was fired on Thursday. But anyways, let's go to this video. You can hear. You can hear the man screaming as this devil here is treating him like he's non-human.
Oh, shit.
So family, I'm going to end this off here. You saw the incident. You saw where that police officer kicked him in the face, kicked him in the head, and then he kneed him. And they do that often where they will put their knee right into your body, right? And then they tell you to stop resisting because they're basically, so basically, like I was saying, they put their knee after they handcuff you. We've seen this happen so many times to black men and women, where they handcuff you and then they put their knee in your back, or they put their weight all on you, expecting for you to just be able to take it and not move, because when you move, they say you're resisting arrest, and then they charge us with that. Johnny Cochran, he spoke about this kind of thing. This is racism all the way. I don't have to just say the word just to throw it out there. No, it is what it is. It's racism all the way. It's race soldiers like this creature who ran up and had to stomp him in the face, in the head, with his foot, like he's an animal. When I want to point out something very clear while I'm saying this, that white officer was the animal. He was the one acting savagely. No matter what this guy did on the ground, and he couldn't have done something too horrendous because he's in the middle of freaking traffic. So whatever it was that he did not deserve the kind of treatment that he got from either one of these officers. As a matter of fact, that first officer that pulled him out, You can hear this guy on the ground pleading loudly, like he was in pain, like he was pleading, like for him to stop whatever he was doing. It was obviously it wasn't right. And then you get this second race soldier run up and then kicks him in the head with his foot, and then knees him after that while he's handcuffed. This is how these so-called police officers respond to black men. They don't treat white men like this. No, not in the norm. I'll say that sometimes they do, depending on what the white man is doing, because some of them, when they get arrested, they're just total savages and beasts. They're way past what we could ever get away with. You know how they do it. So when it's a white criminal, well, they can get away with cussing out the police officer and saying all kinds of stuff, whatever. The police officer gives them a rope. He lets them get away with all that. But anyways, this man right here did not deserve that, and that's why this man got fired. That's why this man got fired. He used to be Officer Robert McDonald, but now he's just Robert McDonald because he's been terminated. He was with the Gwinnett Police Department, and so they did the right thing by firing him. And he's one of these type of characters that, my brothers and sisters, we talk. Unfortunately, we have conversations with creatures like this who are on the internet. They get on the internet and they talk really badass, and they talk about how they can't wait to become a police officer so that they can do harm to black people. How many times have you heard that? Because I know I've heard it a lot of times. But anyways, this guy, he's got his stomach, holding his breath, got his stomach all in and his chest all poked out, thinking he's just proud to be an officer with a badge. But now he's a terminated officer, and I hope to God that no other law enforcement agency picks this guy up, because you know how they do it. They get fired from one, but then they get hired at another. So unfortunately, law enforcement happens to work that way. They need internal affairs to stop that at all costs. Because once these officers do something horrendous like violating people's human rights and then their civil rights, they don't need to be rehired anywhere else. Robert McDonald, you're out of here. Good riddance. Okay, this is the victim of the kicking, and he is his name is Demetrius Brian Hollins. He's 21 years old. He's shown in the bystander video being pulled from a car, handcuffed and placed face down on the road, where an officer appears to kick him in the head. Now, I just gotta say that it says here that the officer wrote in the report that Hollins was acting strangely and his vehicle smelled of marijuana. So the officer said he recognized Hollins from a car stop and arrest last year for possessing marijuana and a loaded gun and called for backup. He said Hollins yelled at him when asked who owned the vehicle and refused to get out. So basically, because he yelled at the police officer and he refused to get out, like how white boys do. And some white women too. You know how they do that. As a matter of fact, we just saw a video that went viral of the white boy who never got out of his car. And remember, he turned out to be a lawyer, and he told the police officer that he was wrong on certain parts of the law when that police officer was trying to play a head game. You remember that case? Yeah, that white boy never got out of the car. And because this guy, who he says, the police officer says he yelled at the police officer and he refused to get out of the car, they drug him out of the car. See, they didn't drag that white boy out of the car, but they drug him out of the car, handcuffed him, put him face down on the ground, and then the other officer runs up and kicks him in the face. And you can see from his nose and his lips that he has damage to prove it. He has the evidence to prove what that creature, so-called police officer, did. I have no love for police officers like that. None whatsoever. They should not be police officers at all. They are violating people's human rights and their civil rights. They should not be in a uniform wearing badges. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I'm going to end this off now. Thanks a lot for watching, family. Peace and love to you and yours. And until the next video, don't forget to love yourself. I'm out.